Their lack of adherence will put them into dire straits, right? And when the opportunity of salvation was afforded unto them, right, they would turn their shoulders, right? They would kill the prophets, right? They would make mockery of the word of the Lord being magnified through his men, right? So it would behoove you to not be in that lot, but rather to be on, like the elder said, the right side, the right team. Okay? It says, 2 Ezra 16 and 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? So Ezra, right, he understood the vision, right, that he would be there in those last days, right? Because reincarnation is biblical, right? We have the understanding, and this is an understanding that we had before, right? As the scriptures say, I will stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, right? We understand that reincarnation is a thing that we go through, right? And Ezra knew that.
Did you hold something up? Yeah, get that real quick. That's the spirit. Get that and get Isaiah 34, 16 and 17.
So, but Daniel chapter 12 and verse 13.
Just adding on to the point of Babylon. Go ahead.
Daniel 12 and 13. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days.
Go thy way into the end be. Be at the end. All right, we're at the end of the world, the end of Esau's world, his dominion, his rulership. Remember, the earth was given into the hand of who? The wicked. All right, so we're approaching the end of his. This is it, right? Any more? That was it. Isaiah 34.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16.
Hey, we living in the heaviest time on the earth, as I say in my lessons. All right, we're living in the heaviest point in the world right now, and the end is actually happening in our lifetime. You know, go ahead.
Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail.
Yeah, none of these prophecies have failed yet and will not fail. Go ahead.
None shall one her make.
Right, so there's no other book, philosophy, doctrine that can be merged with the scriptures, man. The Holy Spirit, the Spirit of Yahweh Shai is in a lane of its own, man. All right? You're not going to mix doctrines. We're not going to come together with non-believers and these demons. All right? We're not going to merge with Islam like these goofies in the purple out there, man. All right? We're not going to be merging ourselves with the world. None of that. Go ahead.
But my mouth they have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them.
Right, so this is how you know, as we speak about, everything that's happening is all spiritual.
I literally ate.
All right? Keep going.
Verse 17. And he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line.
Yep.
They shall possess it forever.
Who? It says they shall possess it forever. Who is this talking about? This is talking about the prophets, man. Coming back in their rightful lot. All right? Possessing the spirit of the Lord. The portion of spirit that was given unto them to prophesy, man. Right? Romans, the 11th chapter talks about that. Right? The different offices, Romans 12. Salaki. Go ahead.
They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein.
See that? From generation unto generation shall they dwell therein. So the prophets would be back. All right? There would be men on the earth. All right? That would be the representatives of the Lord that will be back in the last days prophesying, man. With the 100% truth. With the 100% doctrine. All right? That was it.
2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17.
Right.
Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. Right? So as we have read in Matthew 24 and verse 8, right? These are the beginning of sorrows. Right? So now we're going to read the detail of which Ezra goes into. Right? The beginning of famine and great death. Right? Which is what Yahweh Shai have warned of. Right? The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right? And that's the question that you should be asking yourself realistically. Right? As you see the state of the world that it's in right now, right? What are you doing to prepare yourself for the day of evil? You see the war tensions that are occurring in the Middle East, right? You're not preparing yourself for the inevitable of that. The potential cyber attacks that are no longer a matter of if, but when, right? And ultimately, first and foremost, the famine of the word, right? When you're not going to have access to this truth, and you bullshit, right? When the time draws near, when you're gonna have to stand before that great time of testing, the hour of temptation, right? That MOTB, right? That charagma. What are you going to do? Right, and it's coming. Right, we are looking at the age of. We are in the age of. You pull up that article I said, the video about AGI.
Yeah.
Right, we are experiencing an exponential growth of this technology. That this infrastructure, this beast infrastructure, is reaching its full sufficiency quicker than people realize.
Right.
Right, because this AI is completely going total warp speed.
Yeah.
Every time you look up, something new just happened, and it completely blew away the minds of the scientists, the people that built it, right? The people that are invested, right? To the point where, look, it's pretty much at the point where they're preparing the people to merge themselves with this technology.
Yeah, it's an entity, right? Right? Because it said that the AGI, or whatever, the AI has surpassed human consciousness, man. That's a entity, man. All right, that's them spirits from the left-hand side, okay? Because they can't control this thing. And then another point too, I'm pretty sure all you believers out there have seen the way this AI looks today. All right, these videos are crazy. All right, you can't even tell, what's real and what's fake. And a lot of that's going to be used for what? The deception. All right, to frame, brothers, to set up different types of stage false flags events. All right, because like we talked about the other week, the whole purpose of the AI and the deep fakes and that technology was used. It was really for the military. So you're about to see a lot of psyops, man. All right, a lot of shit that you thought was real wasn't even real, but they're going to use that to forward a narrative, forward a story. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to get really, as you talked about earlier in that Matthew, Yahweh Shai said, "Be not deceived." All right, there's a lot of deception that's going on in these last days, and there's a lot of wicked individuals that's coming with the spirit of deception. All right, niggas is changing the doctrine up in the last seconds, man. All right, 5 seconds on the clock, your ass shooting the wrong hoop. That's how guys is moving right now, man, running the wrong way with the ball. This shit is crazy, and it's so blatantly, obvious. Them guys took the bag. Them guys are compromised, man. You still got Simple Jake following them. Right? So as I said in Ezekiel 14, right? Get that real quick and I'll let you make your point about if you follow that guy, you're gonna suffer with him. Right? This is deadly serious, Jake. Well, I like him because they got the excellent camera footage. They got the immaculate garments. They be glowing. Whatever it is, they do marriages. You could be a rapper. Whatever gimmick that sucks you in. Right? Go ahead, Ezekiel 14, verse 8 or 9.
Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, Yahweh, have deceived that prophet.
Yeah, the scripture says the deceived and the deceiver are his. So if that false prophet hath spoken a thing, read it one more time, Salakia.
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, Yahweh, have deceived that prophet.
Hey, it's all of the Lord. Does not the Lord control the good and the evil? All right, Isaiah 45 and 7, he controls both sides. Go ahead.
And I will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel.
Keep going anymore.
Verse 10, and they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to continue to follow a guy that's talking about the lake of fire from America, or some fucking river in the Middle East somewhere, whatever he was talking about, all right, you want to follow a guy that's telling you that you're going to burn in hell for an eternity, hey, you're going to suffer the same judgment as that false prophet, man. A lot of you Israelites, you know better, man, right? But at the end of the day, hey, the path that you chose to follow is on you. I mean, really, it's the Lord. He's the one that put it in your mind to go that way, right? But the truth is being made plain. Malachi 3 and Malachi 3 and 18? All day, man. It's up to you believers to have the discernment to see who's really teaching in the spirit versus those who are not.
Isaiah 8:4.
Come on, man.
To the law, to the testimony, if they speak not according to the word, they are no light in them.
There you go.
And the Lord is showing you what a light said.
That's it. You got
going into, as the brother had been mentioning, the AI intelligence, right?
There you go.
It's the difference between ANI, AGI, and ASI. Now, ANI is artificial narrow intelligence. It reads, its capabilities are good at specific tasks, but cannot generalize to other. It's specialized in single task, narrow domain. It reads AGI, artificial general intelligence. Definition is AI that has general cognitive abilities comparable to a human. It can learn, understand, and apply knowledge in many domains.
Right, in these two stages, we're in that middle stage right now of AGI, right? And the growth at which we're seeing this, we're going to start to see this excel faster than ever before, right? So as we talk about that MOTB, right, the hour of temptation is fastly approaching. You see the infrastructure that's being established enables that growth to be exacerbated, right, at a rate that this world has not seen before.
Yes, this is the left hand.
That's right.
You got
Book of Daniel, chapter 12. Daniel 12:4, I want the brother to say it because, like you're talking about, we're in the stage of AI pretty much coming to the point to where you can't tell reality from fiction anymore, man. All right, you see the videos on social media of real life looking events. Then come to find out that this shit is AI, man. All right, so this is Daniel 12:4. It's damn near scary. All right? Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And that's what we're seeing. All right, Babylon the Great in his witchcraft has gotten to a point to where things are so, ingrained with this technology to where every day something new is coming out to where it's showing you that, look, this is Babylon the Great. This is Esau Edom at the height of his wickedness, because this AI is witchcraft, man. All right? It's not this is not science. All right, the time to where science and witchcraft, all right, became blurred was when Esau began to, bring the internet really to its full fruition, man. All right? Because when you look at the scientists of old actually used the Bible to validate their findings. Now it's just straight up dark magic, man. Just going back to like you see with Pharaoh. When Pharaoh was in Egypt, and they was going back and forth with Moses and Aaron and their magicians, Janus and Jambres. Their witchcraft pretty much was on par with Moses until the Lord showed that his power was greater.
Yeah, exactly. And then we say in Romans 9 that he raised Pharaoh up, right? We're seeing how the Lord raised up this modern day Pharaoh, the Edomite, man. He gave him the technology, the nuclear weaponry, the AGI, all right, the armies, the money, everything, man.
Yeah, he's trying to show that somebody grab 2 Thessalonians 2:4. Because he's trying to show these simpletons out here that he has the same power that the Most High has.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And what we're witnessing is the son of perdition being revealed. He's trying to deceive the world into thinking that he's God. All right? This technology is him showing forth his power to take the masses by storm to show, like, look, like Noah Yuval Harari said, we don't give a damn how bad we piss off the Lord, because look, he does something, we got to counter for him, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Go ahead.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that which is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
And that's what he's showing. All right? The Lord is omnipotent. All right? He knows all, he sees all, and through Esau's technological structure, he's showing that he knows all and see all too. The Lord has the angels. Esau has robots. All right? The Lord, he's trying to show the world that, look, I have a pattern for everything the Lord has, the Lord made the earth. He has artificial everything the Lord has: grass, trees, people, pets, ants, everything. He has his own version of it. He's trying to rewrite the world in his image, and it's this technology that's allowing him to do this thing.
2 Thessalonians 2:4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High.
Yeah, so that he sitteth in the temple of the Most High. What else?
Showing himself that he is the Most High.
Yeah, that he sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing that he is the Most High, man. He's trying to do that now in this time through the chip. Right? He's trying to defile your temple. The temple now is what? Is the body of the elect, the body of believers in Hamashiach. Right? So by you getting that device, you have sworn your allegiance basically to Satan, man. So now he's God over you. All right, that's the ultimate goal, if you will.
Ultimate snare.
Yep.
This is 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High?
See, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High. Go ahead.
And that the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua dwelleth in you.
And the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua dwelleth in you, in the temple, man. Right? Your body. Right. That device is set up to take over your soul, man. Right? People don't believe that. People hear you say that, and it's like, it's just technology. It's just a sea hill. How harmless could it be? Because look, they're looking at it from a carnal perspective. All right, this man is making niggas walk again. Blind people can see. People that can't move limbs can move limbs again. It's like, what are you talking about?
It's like getting spiritual power.
Right.
Like Elon Musk was saying with that Neuralink, and you're gonna be able to have a pseudo telekinesis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can talk to each other through your brain. Right.
Open shit with your mind. Like I say, it's his left hand showing of him trying to access spiritual power. One of verse 17. If any man defile the temple of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, him shall Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua destroy.
That's it. That's heavy. Read that again. That's why when you read Revelation 14, it talks about the doom of the worshippers of the beast and the ones that take the mark.
Right.
Read that part again. That's heavy.
If any man defile the temple of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
So when you get that device, you're defiling your temple, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Him shall Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua destroy.
Yep.
For the temple of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is holy, which temple you are.
Enjoy that. There you go.
And just to add to that point, because Scripture talk about how we were spiritually and wonderfully made. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua made these bodies to be exactly how He wanted them to be. So you trying to augment your body to get these technological advancements, you're defiling the Lord's creation, man. All right? And like it says, man, if you defile the temple of the Lord's going to destroy you, because what you're saying is that what the Lord created wasn't enough. So you're going to go to this man, all right, for enhancement, not realizing that that's a snare, because when you realize the Scripture talk about not making any cut in the flesh for a reason. Because if you put foreign objects into the body, your body automatically rejects them. That's why these people that get these organ transplants, their body, they have to stay on constant medication because your body rejects it.
Yeah. One more point I want to add on too. Esau has it in law where you get that technology, you get them different types of jabs in you. By law, you've changed your genetic makeup. So you don't belong to yourself anymore. Basically, you don't belong to the Lord anymore. Now you belong to Esau.
You're not human.
You're not human because you've been augmented. So this man is very he's very subtle, he's very crafty.
I forgot the exact wording that they said, but pretty much they own you.
They own you, pretty much.
So I'm just reading in David Lewis' biblical commentary. It reads, "The man of sin's demand for worship will be so extreme, he will set himself up as the Most High in the temple at Jerusalem." And the brother they mentioned, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Right? It says demanding this blasphemous worship from everyone. So this is him demanding that worship, right, by giving you forth this chip, man. Right? That pseudo salvation. Right? This is you bowing the knee. This is you giving over your power, right, unto Esau Edom, right, who's coming in the steed right, of the spiritual demon Satan, right? So, yeah, exactly.
So in that second Thessalonians, verse 9. You always know.
So 2 Thessalonians chapter 2
We'll go back to that.
and verse 9 and verse 7 in the NLT. For this lawlessness is already at work secretly, and it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way.
Right. So the mystery of iniquity is already at work. Right? The Edomites are already moving. Right? And the only one that's going to stop it is Yahweh Shai. Right? And the proof of that is because nobody else is providing any solutions. Right? Everybody is mad. Everybody has that mutually assured destruction when it comes to trying to uproot the wickedness in the earth. That doesn't solve anything. Right? That just is complete annihilation. There's no solution in that. Right?
Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed.
Right, the man of lawlessness. Right? The son of perdition. Perdition going into destruction. Right? He is being revealed in this time, right? Through the mass exposure that we see, right? The skirt being lifted up, right? Esau being made bare. He's unable to hide himself through his deception, his lies, his witchcraft, right? Because the spirit of truth is being declared, right? And overtaking the strongholds of these lies that he's fortifying his kingdom.
Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed. But the Lord Yahweh Shai will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming.
Right. It started first and foremost with this truth, right? And then ultimately when he comes back with those chariots, right?
This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles.
Right. This man will come to do the work of Satan, right? Shaitan in the Hebrew, right? Meaning adversary, right? This devil is adverse to the ways of the Lord. So there is a man that's in earth right now that is in the seat of governance right now that is esteeming, like the brother said, AI, right? Do as thy will, right? Don't serve the ways of the Lord, right? Showing you clearly who it is if you just take 2 seconds to sit down and think, right?
A good example of that, brothers that went into it, that poem, I believe his name was Paul Harvey, I think, the Power of the Devil. And when you read that, and they've done like different remakes of it, but when you read that, it talks about if the devil was real, what he would be doing in the earth. And everything that's listed is exactly what Esau and Edom has done in the earth, which shows you that the man of sin has been revealed, man. Because what Esau did, the greatest trick he played on humanity was pretty much make it seem like the devil wasn't real. But the devil is alive and in action right now. All right? Because everything that he's doing goes directly against Yahweh Shai and brought him.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 10 in the NLT. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction.
And one of those major strongholds of deception is this AI technology. This infrastructure that he's trying to merge man with machine through this fourth industrial revolution, right? This is a major pivot in history where it's ultimately going to lead to that hour of temptation, right? Because as we're going to read, was there more in that verse? Okay.
So, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them.
Right, these people don't want to hear the truth, right? They've been completely drowned out with the lies and deceptions that they've now esteemed that as the word of the Lord.
Yeah.
They've now esteemed that as the truth,
Yeah.
right? So it's ultimately, he's going to continue to drag you down into that fucking lake of fire, man, right? Which is not a place in the Middle East, right? The lake of fire tied to the second death is here in Babylon and Great America by way of thermonuclear destruction, right? Now, again, tying all of that in to this AGI infrastructure, let's see how that is not the stopping point, right? As we said, as the brothers have read in Daniel the 12th chapter, right? This knowledge is being increased. This rapid succession of information has never happened like this, right? But this is how you know this is the fulfillment of the will of the Lord, right?
It's AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. The definition is AI that has general cognitive abilities comparable to a human. It can learn, understand, and apply knowledge in many domains.
And we're here right now. We have reached that threshold of the infrastructure of AI being at the state of AGI.
And if I can add to that, the reason why this is being pushed to the degree that it's being pushed is because the way that Esau has used this technology, he has dumbed down the intelligence of the people to where AI is being pushed to be the saving grace for humanity because people have become so stupid to where, like you see, Elon Musk, when he was up there speaking, he was pretty much saying that, look, this is needed because you people are too stupid to pretty much run yourself now. You know, smart technology has made people retarded. Yep. Which the way the world used to be, things were set up to make you think, to move, to act, to make your cognition work. When you're in a state of laziness and your brain is not being used in its full capacity, just like your body and anything else that you use, if you stop using it, it becomes weak and eventually breaks down. And that's what Esau has done throughout the process of time to the brain, to the body, to the psyche. And this is why this technology is now the thing that they're pushing for.
Technology, food, all that shit, man. It's broken the bodies of the down people.
Right.
It says the goals are the ability to reason, plan, understand language, perceive environments, and generalize learning. This would be like a human-level AI that can do any intellectual task a person can.
Crazy.
And that's where we're at now. That's why we're starting to see an influx of jobs being swapped over to AI, right? The reformation of the job market, right? Automation, right? But that's not the final crusade.
Even outside of the actual work, you see it in the sports. They got, I saw a video on World Star the other day, they got a robot boxing league. They got robot basketball players. You got the AI that can write the songs for you, that can sound like your favorite rapper. So AI has literally got to the point to where it's doing human function to where this is why you start seeing humans are expensive.
I read an article, they're going to start using AI to make governmental decisions.
Well, that's going into the next stage.
So that's the final stage, or the next stage. It's artificial superintelligence. It reads, a hypothetical AI that surpasses human intelligence in all aspects.
Well, another word I saw was sentient intelligence.
It says, in all aspects, logic, creativity, emotion, decision-making, etc. It says self-improvement without limit, possibly uncontrollable or unpredictable. It raises ethical and existential questions.
And that's what that Google engineer said in the video we watched. The others shared it. It was a high-tech Google engineer. He said, look, they're communicating with entities, man, that don't necessarily have their best interests. That's what he said. All right? Nigga, you dealing with spirits, man. You dealing with left hand, you dealing with the devil, man. Right? So that already lets you know what time it is, man. It's over, man.
Yeah, that's,
you know?
And then I'll bring up that video you brought up. Elon Musk said what? We're unleashing the demon.
He did.
And it's funny because his company Tesla, which he bought the company, that's not really his, but it was a plate that was made that got uncovered. And it said, you will live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. This is what they're bringing into the earth. You know?
It continues on, it reads, this would be human-like level AI that could do any, this kind of intelligence seen in sci-fi like Skynet from Terminator or the AI in her.
Right. And this is the infrastructure that's being set up right now. Right? The beast. Right? In the fullness of its sufficiency. Right? You gotta understand that the data centers that are being built up, that Project Stargate, right, to advance the access and brain of the AI technology, this infrastructure, is going to allow this beast to fully control the planet, right? To where it's just going to muzzle the people into that MOTP, right? And this is what we're warning our people, right? They think that this advancement of technology, they're scared, but they don't understand the totality. They don't understand the scope at which this is going to really take it, right? Because again, this device is really the goal that they want to take you into, man.
Yeah, the snare, just to add on to what you said, the snare is people view this technology as the betterment of humanity. That's the snare. All right, this man is literally about to turn the earth into a digital enslavement, man, a prison planet, man. All right, through this AI. That's what it's all leading to. That's why, again, every year, you know, you have those World Economic Forums, those summit meetings. You have all the biggest technocrats around the planet. They meet together in secret. All right, they talk about their ambitions and agendas and plans that they want to forward, the laws and decrees that they're going to put down, new gimmicks that they're going to bring, all that shit, man. All right, these represent the wicked. All right.
1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and opposition of science falsely so called. Because like we keep saying, man, this so-called technology that Esau is pumping is nothing more than witchcraft. So well, our admonition to Jake is come back unto your Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Don't be ensnared by these quote-unquote, technological inventions. It's not for your benefit. He's showing you all these different things to make it seem like they're about to become God, but they're not going to let the average man use this stuff. I'm going to say, you got the chat GPT and all this other stuff. This is just a preview to see where they're going with this. But when they really get ready to run it, you're going to be a slave, man. It's all for him. He's going to be a God of earth.
And they're called lying miracles for a reason. And not to be trusted. Right?
And again, as we have read in 2 Ezra the 16th chapter, right? What are you going to do when these evils shall come? Right? When these topics are being posed to our people, if you are sensible, what are you doing to prepare yourself for the day of evil? Right? What are you doing to make your calling of election sure? To make sure you have a hedge of protection from the inevitable future. It's not a matter of if, but when. You can't negate the truth.
Yeah, especially you people who hate us. All right, and don't believe you mockers and demons out there. What is your solution to all this? You clearly see what the hell is going on, but you want to come against us because whatever the reason may be. All right, but what is your plan? What is your stance against this technocracy, man? Right?
Ezekiel 7:5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. And end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come.
Yeah, like the quote we just read from the Tulsa thing, man. Evil's beyond comprehension. It's getting ready to come on the earth, man. All right? The world is going to see the full left hand of the Lord, man. All right? Proverbs 16 and 4, give me that real quick.
This is Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4.
That's right.
Yahweh hath made all things for himself.
That's right.
Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Even the wicked for the day of evil. And the Lord created the wicked for the day of evil. And he created the Edomite to be the left hand. All right, the sword of the Most High. Psalm 17 and 14? So the evil has its purpose. The wicked has its purpose. All right?
And the funny part about it, the whole time this nigga's been telling you what he's gonna do.
Right.
Like I was watching the video you did earlier with the fungus thing, the revelation of the method. They're always gonna tell you what they're gonna do before they do it. That's why you have a Hollywood. This is why we have the TV shows and the movies to let you know, all right, they're about to do this. But like brother said, it's not a matter of if they're gonna do it, it's when they're gonna do it. Because they always make provisions to set the stuff up, to bring it in. It's just they look for the right time and then they do it. Like the demic, that happened. They've been planning on that years way before 2019, man. It's just that was the perfect time to do it. And then in the midst of 2019-20, when the whole world was shut down, they saw that as the perfect opportunity to go ahead and start bringing this in because they know they're back in this one at the top.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 17. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. Right? So again, what are you going to do to withstand all these evils? Right? The way of truth is the way that you will be preserved, right? The hedge of protection of Yahweh Bashim Shai is the only provision that the Lord is setting up for you to win it, right? You're not going to win any other way in these evils to come, okay?
Proverbs 12 and 28. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 28, it says, in the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. All right, so again, this is the righteous way. This is the way of holiness, as it tells you. Was it Isaiah 35? It said only the upright will enter therein. All right, but it said fools won't enter therein. All right, so this pathway has been cleared for the righteous, for the hopeful elect, man. Those that believe and fear the Lord, man. All right, but everybody else that's on the outside, hey, that's it, right? You either going to believe or you're not, man. You got to figure it out, man. Hey, all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness, man. So again, you mock you Christians, demons. All right, all y'all going to perish. All y'all going to take part of the. Give me that real quick. Revelation 21 and 8. Y'all going to take part of that lake of fire, that sin of death, man. Right? Because hey, at the end of the day, you were warned.
You ain't gonna have to wait for after death to experience hell. The Lord's gonna bring it right to your front door.
And in Ezekiel 33, the last verse, all right, when these things come to pass, and lo, they will come, then you should know that a prophet hath been among you. You got it?
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful,
go ahead.
And the unbelieving.
And the unbelieving, go ahead.
And the abominable.
And the abominable.
And murderers. And whoremongers.
Go ahead.
And sorcerers.
Go ahead.
And idolaters. And all liars.
Yep.
Shall have their part in the lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone.
Right. So the Lord gives you the rundown. All right. If you fall into this category, you're gonna taste of the second death. The Lord gonna lead you here in that lake of fire, man. Hey,
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful, matter of fact, can I start up? Verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things.
He that overcometh shall inherit all. Can you get that word for overcometh? All right, just real quick, hold on. All right, because this is dealing with the elect. What are they going to overcome? The beast, all right, in his image and his mark. That's what it's talking about. He that overcometh, all right, and we'll get back to the read, but give me that word real quick. Revelation 21:7.
This is why you gotta have the spirit of Yahweh Bashim outside. Because if you're looking at everything through a carnal lens, it looks like there's no way out. That's why these people are in a state of hopelessness like you see. Because seeing the direction the Lord's going, hearing all the terrible news on the horizon, everybody's thinking like, what the fuck am I gonna do? You know, so this spirit is giving you the answer, let you know there's a way out for his elect. It's only for those select souls the Lord has predestined to obtain that victory.
Yeah, the ones that's going to believe it.
Exactly.
At the end all be all, you got to believe. Either you believe or you don't. Ain't no in between. Ain't no gray areas. Right? None of that.
So overcoming Strong's G3528. It reads to conquer, to carry off the victory.
Yep.
Come off victorious. Of Hamashiach, victorious over all his foes.
Yep.
Of believers that hold fast to their faith, even unto death against the power of their foes, and temptation and persecution.
There you go. We gotta deal with hey, is it Acts 14:22? That we gotta go through the tribulation to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. We gotta endure the persecution, the tribulation, all right, the trials of our faith. Straight gate, the hour of temptation, all of that. Any more?
It says, when one is arraigned or goes to law to win the case, to maintain one's cause.
Hey, Yahweh Shai is the mediator. He's the lawyer, the intercessor. He's fighting on our behalf. Go ahead, any more?
To subdue, conquer, overcome, prevail, get the victory.
Yeah, they get the victory over what? Again, the beast, the mark, his image, the system. Okay? The beast is going to consist of the trials. All right, they're already in the transition. They're already calling for the social credit scores. All right, using AI you know, to monitor behaviors, to catch anything on the internet that's anti-Semitic, anti-American, right? Anything that's pushing hate or you know, offenses or whatnot. That's what the whole system is for, right?
Karen Jean-Pierre, when she was during the Biden administration, because like you read about in the book of Revelation, it's the two horns of the same lamb, right? They're both fighting for that same system, right? And Karen Jean-Pierre has said that if you stand against the popular narrative, you're pretty much a domestic tea, right? And that narrative has not gone away, but it's gotten stronger, right? We're seeing that catalyst, like the elder was saying, for the social credit score, right? The AI infrastructure is pretty much monitored and scanned throughout the entire internet to look at your digital footprint, because that is going to become an actual part of your average everyday life.
Prime example was a video I saw on Instagram. It was a Jake. He got fired from his job because what he posted on his social media. I forgot what he was posting. I don't know, it was some type of black consciousness, whatever he was talking about. But apparently it was anti-establishment, right? So the employees found it and they fired his ass. That's part of the social credit score.
Also, another part of that too is, you know, Trump put that anti-Christian task force.
Yeah.
You know, they got to, you know, different things to where, like the brother was saying, they're monitoring what people are saying. That's why, that was really the real reason why Elon Musk took over Twitter. Because Twitter is nothing more than a think tank for the people to express how they really feel.
It's all government controlled anyway.
All this data.
I got Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shah. I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst for water, but of hearing of the words of the Lord.
It's coming.
And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it. You know, so it's coming a time to where Yahweh Shah is going to close up the words of Yahweh Shah for being accessed. All right? This is why we always tell you this truth is time sensitive. All right? So we ain't got too much longer to be out here, and we see it. Because Esau has been making moves, man. The brother, which we've been experiencing this for about a month now, where they're clipping brothers' videos, they're cutting the live stream off, shortening the times. All right, brothers' videos are just getting flagged left and right from years ago. You know, brothers' pages getting took down. So they'll let you be known, like, look, certain things you can't say in certain states and countries. You can't even read certain Bible verses, man. So this is how we know we're right here, man. Scripture talk about you should make a man an offender for a word. We're in the time now, man.
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. Verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Right? So that second death, again, is tied to that nuclear destruction, right, of Babylon and Great America. Right? That is that lake of fire. Right? It's not hell. Right? And this is and that these doctrines is going to lead your ass into that shit, right? Because if you are in that mindset of believing that is the truth, the scriptures tell you, like the brother had quoted earlier, Isaiah 8:20, right? There's no light in you. How are you going to sustain yourself in the day of evil if you are walking into this without truth, right? A misinterpretation of the scriptures.
Right. And to add to that point, this misconception of what the lake of fire is, the belief of this fictional place called hell, this diminishes the fear of the Lord. To where you Christians and you bug out Israelites that want to cling to those notions, you don't really fear the Lord like you're supposed to, because you don't believe yourself in these different things. Speaking of the lake of fire, all right, Revelation 20 and 12, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh Shah. And the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the book according to their works, because we understand the Lord is coming to bring judgment upon the whole earth for whatever you've done, whether it's good or bad, to play. If you're good, you're going to receive If you're righteous, you're going to receive the gift of salvation, the reward of salvation. But if you're wicked, you're going to receive the reward of damnation. Man.
He's gonna raise some form of spirits back up to receive judgment.
Right.
You know?
Which is another reason why they call it the second death. Right? You know, the second death, number one, it says
And he has
because
it.
the Lord flooded the earth at the first death, the second death being the fire this time. But also, like I said, dead that have already passed on, he's going to bring them spirits back up when Yahweh returns. He's going to judge them.
Yeah.
Okay?
So that's proof that them wicked spirits from the past, 1600s and shit like that, they never got away.
Yeah.
The Lord's gonna raise them up in the end to receive their judgment.
Right.
You know.
Verse 13.
Hold John 5. Just make that. All right. Yeah. No. Finish.
Verse 13, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell were delivered up the dead which were in them, and they will judge every man according to their works, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. This is the people that's left on this earth when the nuclear missiles touch down and you get swept up in that lake of fire, which is that nuclear wave that's going to consume the earth. That's the second death. That's the lake of fire, not no river over in the Middle East, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Death and hell. All right. How, like I said, how is hell that's already burning will be cast into another fire to burn? All right, showing you people don't know what you're talking about. Death and hell is this place, right? Hold Job 10 and 20. I want to make the point about the spirits being raised up real quick. John 5:25 down to 29, or 26 down to 29.
So John chapter 5, verse 26. Whereas the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, and hath given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man.
Yes, so the Lord, the Heavenly Father, gave Yahweh Shai the authority. All right, the judgment, as it said in Revelation, the first chapter, 1 and 18, that Yahweh Shai said that he had the keys of hell and death. All right, so that power and authority was given unto the Son, Yahweh Shai, and he has that same authority. Go ahead.
What is that?
You have given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man.
Go ahead.
Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice.
See that? Read that again, Salaki. That's the point here. What you're gonna get to. Go ahead.
John 5 and 28. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming.
For the hour is coming. Go ahead.
In the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice.
Then all that are in the graves shall hear his voice. All right. Once again, the Lord's gonna raise up them dead spirits. Go ahead.
And shall come forth they that have done good unto the resurrection of life,
Yep.
and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
Right. So those spirits that get raised up, those that are going to receive the salvation. Then you got the ones that's going to stay here to taste of the damnation.
Like, isn't that
all right.
cool?
The second death.
And I was
It's not hard
like,
to understand because Yahweh did that once already. He was crucified on the cross, the dead was risen back then, so it's going to happen all over again. He returned again.
Exactly. Right. Man, that's heavy, man. And imagine the sight of that. Right? When the Lord returns, the spirit's going to come up. Right? Get that real quick. So we was talking about the hell and death being cast in the lake of fire. Go ahead.
Job 10 and 21. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
Right, now, this is the land of darkness, the shadow of death, right? This place, it dwells in gross darkness, man. All right? Everything about America is death, all right? From the philosophy, and, do as thou wilt, all right? They push sodomy, they push everything that's anti-Bible is pushed here, all right? Which is the way of death. All right, go ahead.
Verse 22. A land of darkness as darkness itself.
Yeah, this is the land of darkness, the shadow of death. Go ahead.
And the shadow of death without any order.
Without any order. Anything goes, so you can do what the hell you want to do. All right? There's no boundaries, no morality. Right? Yeah, the law is slack here. Everything about the society is a death-ridden society. So this is most definitely hell and death. All right? Go ahead.
And where the light is as darkness.
Yeah, so again, Understand that what the scriptures say, hell and death are going to be cast into the lake of fire. That's this place. Right?
So back to Revelation 20:14 again. And death and hell were cast to the lake of fire. This is the second death.
This is the second death. I was reading in the lesson I did. It was the English contemporary version. It said death in his kingdom will be cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. See, this is the kingdom of death. See, there's no getting around it. Right? Yep.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
There you go, man. Plain, man. No, we just read that. Yeah, spirit.
You know,
Just making that point.
but that was just, proving the fact that what the brother read in Revelation 21, those stipulations of who the Lord is going to send to that lake of fire, man. All right, so that goes to show you everybody ain't going to be sick and everybody going to be saved. The so-called Jesus Christ ain't coming back for the whole world. Even amongst his own people, everybody ain't going to be saved, man. Only the Israel of Israel is going to make it, man.
Yeah. I was thinking about how the scriptures say that, on earth is where the place of judgment happens. Let me paraphrase it. So America is hell. This is hell on earth. You see what I'm saying? America is caused hell on earth. Has caused grief and hell to these other nations, man. So hell is getting ready to be cast into that lake of fire, man. The Lord's about to get rid of this shit. How do you not see it? You got to be spiritual. Hell and death are going to be cast into the lake of fire, which the lake of fire is America, Babylon, man. This is what the Apostle John saw. This is what Isaiah saw, right? All the prophets saw the destruction of Babylon, man. The great whore on fire. You see? Got it.
Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 42. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh, when I shall bring you into the land of Israel, into the country for the which I had lifted up my hand to give it to your fathers. Verse 43, the point. And there shall ye remember your ways and all your doings, wherein ye have been defiled, and ye shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for all your evils that ye have committed. Right, so as we read in the book of Daniel chapter 12 and verse 2, right, about some that wake up to shame and everlasting contempt.
Yep.
Right, if they were to stay in that place of hell forever, how are they going to wake up to everlasting shame and contempt? Right, how shall they loathe their ways that they committed in their past lives when they're going to be perfected in their new covenant? You see? So as the elder has said, as brothers have been saying to the Holy Spirit, that lake of fire is a place that is going to be here in Babylon, the Great America. Right? It is not going to be somewhere that the people are going to just stay forever. Right? The spirits are going to come back on earth. Right?
Oh, I got you. You said the spirits are going to come back on earth, right? Was that Hebrews 9? Let me get that real quick. Hebrews 9 and let's see, verse 27. Hebrews 9 and 27. Right? This is the book of Hebrews 9 and 27. It says, and as it is appointed unto men to die, but after this the judgment.
Right. That's going to be. Right? It's here. Right? This is why when Yahweh Shai, the blind man, right, in the book of John, matter of fact, let me grab that real quick.
John 9 chapter. Yep.
They asked Yahweh Shai, understanding that the blind man was reincarnated. This is John chapter 9 and verse 1. And as Yahweh Shai passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Right? So the judgment that took place, right, for him to receive of that, right, or for anyone to receive the condition in which they live in, right, is here on earth. This is where that judgment takes place, right? And that's what they understood when they asked that question to Yahweh Shai. We read it once more, John chapter 9, verse 2. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahweh Shai answered, Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of the Most High should be made manifest in him, right? So he was sent down, right, to ultimately allow for the Lord to do that magnificent work, right, to restore his vision. That was one of the miracles that the Lord had performed. You know,
He was born blind for that purpose, for the Lord to work that miracle for those that needed to see it to believe. You know?
right? And it was already ordained. He came down. It was already scripted what he would do.
I got something real quick on the judgment of earth. 2 Ezra 14:35. It says, "For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again." See? So you receive your judgment. You die, you receive your judgment from the Heavenly Father, and you play your judgment out on earth. All right? When you live again, when you come back in that next incarnation.
Right.
See?
That's why the scriptures speak about how Solomon, right, he would be bruised. He didn't get bruised,
Yeah.
right? When the kingdom rent, right, Solomon didn't have to atone for those crimes that he committed against the Lord's ways until he was Yahweh Shai, right? Showing you reincarnation, the judgment of what you did in your past life takes place on earth.
For after death, 2 Ezra 14:35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Yeah, that's what's going to happen, man. All right, the righteous are going to be known, who they are, the elect, and the works of the wicked are going to be declared. You know, they're going to play out their position of judgment. You know. Yeah, you got it, bro.
2 Ezra 14:35 in the Good News Translation, it reads, "For judgment day comes after death. We will be brought back to life, and the righteous people will be made known, while what the godless have done will be exposed."
That's heavy. Yep. Yep. We'll be brought back to life. We're going to play judgment on earth. Our judgment on earth. Right? Heavy, man.
So Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 20. Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
Right. Moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Right? What is under the sun? The earth. Right? They can hear that. They're trying to get too deep. 3D, 4D.
Hey, this is the place where judgment is played out. As we just read, we should live again. You know? That's it, man. And in the next life, when we can live again, we're going to be ruling. Forever. Israel is that world without end. Isaiah 45:17. We'll read that. Somebody told you. Yeah, Isaiah 45:17.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, the Most High shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them.
I'm just thinking about this, not to cut you off, but it makes sense on why these elites, they don't want to die. This is why they're trying to live forever, because they know in that next incarnation where they're going to be. You see? Eternal slavery for 1,000 years until the Lord eradicates it, fulfilling the prophecy in Obadiah where the house of Esau will be pretty much destroyed. Right?
I can't remember which one of the Rothschilds it was. I think it had like 10 heart transplants.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's the other one called? What's the other thing they do when they freeze the bodies? Like cryonics, cryogenics, right? That's another them. That's another of their, part of their pseudoscience of trying to achieve immortality on the left hand side.
Also them, doing the whole thing of trying to upload the consciousness.
Yep.
That's another way of them trying to escape.
Like Futurama. How they had all the presidents, they were the heads, the brains, they were still alive, but it was just the brains, and Esau really think he gonna be doing that 20 fucking year through 3000. All right, still ruling in a fucking cyborg type of body or something.
Yeah, like the episode they had Nixon, the head of the robot
Yeah,
body.
exactly. These at least this. Hey, that's why they say why did the heathen rage and imagine of anything? That's all part of it, man. This is it, right? This is it for Esau, for Moab, for Ishmael, for Ham, for Elam, Ammon.
This is why the scriptures say, hey, the Lord has set a bound that they cannot pass. Because this technology is as far as the Lord is going to allow you to get. Because if anything else, he feels like he's going to be able to surpass the Most High, but then the Lord is going to show you one. You ain't got it, bro. Because just imagine, everything that we're seeing to us is like a great marvel. Then when they started building chariots, they said that was thousands of years after he has already accomplished now. So that just lets you know the gap.
They're finished, man.
It's Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded. World without end.
Yeah. Everlasting salvation, world without end. All right. So the dominion of Israel in the kingdom of heaven is going to be a perpetual rulership forever. That's the world without end.
Yep.
That's the world who the world even calls Christ, which Yahweh came to save. All right. That's the world without end. See, so there's no way around it. See, Esau thinks he can achieve that carnally, but it's not going to happen. Because what does it say? That his inward thought is that his kingdom shall be prolonged forever. I'm paraphrasing that. So the AI, this technocracy, uploading your consciousness into a machine, merging man with machine, that's all part of that, man. That's all part of his vain vision.
Yeah.
See?
This has been his plan the whole time. This is really what the whole concept of eugenics went back to. So when you look, matter of fact, you look at the definition of eugenics real quick off the shop, because that was the whole thing of them trying to make the perfect being, which is them trying to achieve godhood, all right? Because you have the Planned Parenthood and all that. That's eugenics, but the point we're at now is transhumanism. That's the last step for eugenics is transhumanism.
Yeah, it's like I was reading a little bit into it. It's like a high level of like alchemy or some shit.
Yeah, it's witchcraft.
The definition of eugenics is the study or practice of attempting to improve the human gene pool by encouraging the reproduction of people considered to have desirable traits and discouraging or preventing the reproduction of people considered to have undesirable.
Right. This is why they were trying to find Edomites mingling with Jacob. But it really, when you really look into it, that's just the plot definition. When you really look into it, it's the making of the perfect human race, which is Esau trying to obtain the blessing. Yeah. That's why you have Charles Darwin, evolution, and all that. That's why. To have them with that scientific racism to show why they're a superior race, which is why they deserve to be gods, and we deserve to be eradicated.
Right, he thinks that he can achieve perfection through carnality, through technology, through sorcery, witchcraft, and all of that. It's not going to happen. Another vain thought of the wicked, man. Right?
Can I get this real quick? So Isaiah 47 and verse 7 in the NLT. It reads, "You said, I will reign forever as queen of the world. You did not reflect on your actions or think of their consequences." So this is what we're seeing take place, right? It's just the pride of this devil, right? Considering that he's going to be able to exist forever, man, right? Or attempting to exist forever. But like brothers that may mention, this fight for immortality is causing a dis-ease in their bellies, man. That's why it's a non-stop battle for them, because that's their only search. That's the only thing they care about is gaining immortality and destroying Israelites.
Yeah. Isaiah 44:25. Can you get that?
Hey, brothers.
Hey, peace,
Born
man.
again, my friend.
That's right, man.
Born again.
That's right. Gotta get born again, man. Spirit. That's the only way you can get to. Isaiah 44:25.
This is Isaiah chapter 44 and 25. It says that it says, "Thus saith the Lord thy Redeemer, and he that formeth thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretches forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself,
That's it.
that frustrateth the tokens of the liars.
That frustrated the tokens of the liars. All right? The prophets, this word, this truth is a frustration finished. Right? Fitbit. What the hell was that?
That's terrible for him, my nigga. He gonna have sense when it's bad.
That nigga's not day 2.
What the fuck was that, man? What the fuck? It's locking.
48 hours.
Yo, he ain't getting away from nobody, bro. Yo, that's
the shit you see in the movie.
I
I read that.
That shit could be up, bro.
Isaiah 44 and 24. Thus saith the Lord thy Redeemer, and he that formeth thee from the womb.
That's right.
I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself,
That's right.
that frustrateth the tokens of the liars,
Yep.
and maketh diviners mad.
And make it diviners mad. This is what the word is doing, man. All right? These sorcerers, all right? Everything, their ultimate plans is being exposed on a hardcore level, man. Right? Who they are, who they commune with. All right? These left-hand deities. All right? These devils and spirits and the demons, you know? Go ahead.
That turneth wise men backward,
Yep.
and maketh their knowledge foolish.
And making their knowledge foolish. Transhumanism is foolish, man. Ain't no wisdom behind that. Merging man with machine. Hey, that's death, man. And pseudoscience. All right? Everything he's pushing, GMOs, it's all death. Right?
Yeah, because eventually, like I said earlier, you put this foreign technology inside your body's going to reject it. So this is why idiots that get that chip, you're going to talk about in Revelation 14, that grievous sword that you're going to get, and you're going to have various health complications on top of that. All right? Because that technology is high-level radiation that is pretty much going to be destroying your body from the inside out, man. All right? So the whole concept of you merging man with machine is nothing more than a sci-fi pipe dream that they're trying to bring into fruition.
That's it. Main thing, man. Give me that last one. We'll wrap it up with Psalms 2 and 1.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Because look, and it's heavy right now because all the powers, all the world powers are fighting for supremacy, for dominance, man. Who's going to be the next ruling government to run the earth? It's all vanity, right? The Chinese think they're going to do it, right? The Russians, you know, America, right? Read on out.
If I may,
Yeah.
when you read this in the NLT, it says, why do they waste their time with futile plans?
Yeah, why do they waste their time with futile plans, man? All right, transhumanism. You're gonna upload your consciousness to the cloud. You're gonna become one with machines and AI. It's all futile, man. Right?
Especially when you understand the weight of what you do, right? And the consequences behind your actions. You're still trying to go
Right.
The real mindfuck is you're doing all this understanding.
Plus they give you stock options
You
too.
don't
So
have control over it.
that's stock.
It's the Most High that's running everything. Say, man's goings are of the Lord. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of God. He's the one that's putting you in position to do what you do from day to day. You have no control over it.
There you go.
Scriptures literally say there's no man that has control over the spirit. You don't control yourself. You devils. You don't control yourself, man.
Power of the team.
Yeah, floppy.
You know, that's heavy, man. There's nothing this man can do. It's nothing. He can't overstep his boundaries. He's reached bounds that he can't pass. This is it. The AI, the technology, AGI, where we're at with this beast system. This is the limit. All right, we're at the what do they call it at the top? The pinnacle, the climax. This is as far as he can go. He can't go beyond that. Right. So this is now we're at the point of the Lord taking him down. See? So hey.
This nigga's freaky.
Come on, man. Yeah, but the scriptures say that though. That the deceived and deceiver are his. Obadiah would it say that surely that pride hath deceived thee, that all that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. So this man is deceived through and through. He think he gonna beat the Most High. He gonna take him down, right? He's gonna overthrow the prophecies about him, right? Crazy, man.
But that makes a good story, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, everybody, you have the movie. The Lord built up the villain to where you hate that nigga. You want to see him lose, and we about to see him lose. And he gonna get his ass beat badly to where it's gonna be a joy, like it says in Sirach. There'll be 9 things that make it the Lord happy, and one of them being us being able to witness the fall of our enemy. All right. So this is gonna be a beautiful story, and how the Lord's gonna wrap it up is gonna be amazing.
That's it.
Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified through the Holy Spirit. We're going to face the east and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Kakudash. And double honors to the apostles and the elders and great most that taught us to do well. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the house of David. How about you after that with God? We'd like to always say shalom.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.